Hello everyone, today I'm smelling samples. In order to grow my fragrance culture, I'm smelling some samples. I won't be able to smell this entire box. I gather them all here because they have been sent to me mostly by my friend Raul, and some of them have been sent to me by my friend Sebastian Furtado. Today I will be smelling this clutch of samples, which holds God, so many. But we have some Laboratorio Olfattivo, we have Tonkade Vanagloria, and then we have Onyx Extreme. I'll have to search for the house, I don't know what that is. I have Saint Bartholomew or Saint Barth, Vanille, West Indies. I'm sorry, I don't know these houses. Also, we've got Gucci, the Eyes of the Tiger, and Neon. I suppose Onyx Extreme and Neon should be Terence Hughes. I will use Fragrantica for them because it's easier and I'm lazy and I don't want to check the official websites for all of them because that will take too much time. So whenever I have to say this, I don't smell a lot of niche fragrances, or at least I'm reluctant to smell niche fragrances because I'm quite disappointed in most of them, because most of them do not deserve the term niche. I'm not including these houses when I'm speaking of this, not necessarily. I find that most niche scents that I have smelled always to be derivative and, full of references, which isn't always a bad thing, but derivative and uninspired most of the times. And it's very, very rarely that I get something truly original or amazing or groundbreaking. So, it's just some overpriced things. But let's start with Laboratorio Olfattivo. Let me get to know this house through Tonkade. I am very curious of Tonkade. There has been a lot of Tonka in my nose lately, in my attention. So why not start with another Tonka? And let's see what Laboratorio Olfattivo understands by Tonka, I suppose, because Tonkade should be Tonka, right? All right. That's a generous spray. All right. Tonka incense. That's what it smells like. Also, I know some of these will be bombs, and I'm not sure my nose can take it. This is very strong. It's, quite a challenge for me to keep smelling this because it's quite violent to the nose, and it is full of those amber woods. It's full of that Baccarat Rouge kind of way of doing scents. It is Tonka, very synthetic feeling. It's not a bad thing. I have absolutely nothing against synthetics, but do keep in mind I say synthetic feeling, which means it's not close to the natural smell of anything. It's just aroma chemicals, which, is all fragrance. All fragrance are aroma chemicals mostly, but this doesn't feel like it has any soul. There's vanilla in this, and it is the culinary type of vanilla, which is something I don't necessarily like. Now I wish I could, test these in advance and tell you and I could do that, but it's not the way I operate. I like to film this as if I were in a perfume store and somebody handed me this blotter, right? I think these are very genuine impressions. There might not be correct ones, and most of the times I am very, very wrong in judging them. I am very aware of that, and you should be aware of that too, because I'm not testing them. I am just, smelling them. There is something in this that reminds me of Hyde from Hiram Green, which is to say, a very burnt leaf, smoky guaiac sort of smell. So this was done by Marie Duchesne, and the fragrance is full of ethyl maltol. It reminds me a bit of zoologist's T-Rex, I think. There's a bit of leather in this. It's a jumble, a very, very powerful sense for people who go for this sort of bombastic, all-in-one fragrance, where you got a bit of culinary gourmand elements, you got your sweetness, you got your smokiness, you got your booziness, you got your leather. It smells beautiful. It's just, I don't think it's for me. I don't go for this type of scent. The notes are tonka, dried fruits, cardamom, neroli, vanilla, cashmeran, of course. Atlas cedar, patchouli, again tonka, again vanilla, again, incense. Amberwood, of course, it's full of amberwood. And musk. So this was Tonkade, nothing to write home about in my opinion, but hey, let's power through them all. Let's take the other Laboratorio Olfattivo, which is Vanagloria, and this is a fragrance I've smelled before. So let me just remind myself of the scent. Oh my. Again, very, very powerful. Very, vanilla incense, I should say, ethyl maltol, baccarat rouge, angel share, Rosendo Matteo number 5, which isn't a bad scent quite at all. I like Rosendo Matteo number 5. In Rosendo Matteo number 5, I like the sudden floral aspect, which is quite interesting in an otherwise very ambery, very benzoin heavy incense, vanilla, which kind of reminds me of Bois d'Arménie, but Bois d'Arménie is a work of art compared to this. This is just, an amberwoody jumble. It's a very, very strong scent that, could have been nice, I guess, if it wasn't just so done to death. Oh, sorry, I'm really bashing this one. Okay, now let's search for Vanille West Indies. Ligne Saint Barth. I know nothing of this house. I know nothing of Laboratorio Olfattivo, to my shame as well. So, is a company from the island of Saint Barthélemy and the French Caribbeans. Okay. I don't think there's anything else to be said about this one, but let's smell it. Let's see how this vanilla has worked. Oh, that's quite interesting. Very powerful, this one as well. Oh my god, it's started very nice, but again, it's very powerful and it's very intrusive. It's the type of scent that's kind of hurts my sinuses a bit. It's vanilla, to be sure. Woody. Very, very incisive vanilla. It's again tonka, almost leathery, almost guaiac type of vanilla. Kind of reminds me of, you know, the vanilla extrait from Guerlain, which is, you know, I think they're quite similar. But that one changes, that one has a trajectory, probably this one as well. As it is, it's a pleasant enough vanilla. It doesn't feel very simple, it feels like it's worked, and it feels like it's worked beautifully. I think I like this one. If it weren't so intrusive and so... I think it has the potential to be a bit obnoxious. Gradually becomes more powdery in a pastry sort of way. Let's look on the notes. Vanilla, caramel, and the infamous smell of orchid, whatever that means. Orchid means nothing. They don't distill orchids. It's an imaginary note. Vanilla itself is an orchid. This has potential, and I should let this settle and return to it. Gucci, the eyes of the tiger. Not true niche. You know, it's just their exclusive line. I haven't smelled anything from Gucci's exclusive line, so this will be my first. So thank you, Raul, for making this possible. I think I have some other Gucci in there. Ooh. I rushed a bit there to smell them. This one is more familiar to me, and it's not unpleasant at all. It's fresher, it's more camphorous. It's definitely more, it's easier on the nose. It was done by Alberto Morillas. I think I knew this. It was launched in 2019. And the notes are amber, vanilla, and labdanum. Well, I should say this is a lot fresher than the notes might make you believe. And this is a very good thing. It's quite floral. It's musky. I think this one is pretty good. But it's good in a very difficult to define kind of way. It's not necessarily an amber. I do suspect some orange blossom is involved. And there's a bit of citrus woodiness in this. It makes it very, very special. And it has sort of a gummy feel, gummy resinous feel, which I suppose would be the labdanum, but it doesn't come across as true labdanum to my nose. Oh, there it is. It darkens. This is quite beautiful. And it is labdanum. Okay, I think it reminds me of the way Francesca Bianchi did her fragrance with a labdanum and neroli, which is Liberty Neroli. Just remembered. This one's beautiful. It turns powdery. The vanilla is not overpowering. It's not gourmand. It's not culinary. It's not aroma chemical. I like this one. And this is a designer. Huh. Take that, you pretentious niche houses. And we're gonna smell Onyx, which I think I'm right in supposing it would be Aaron Terence Hughes. But this one is called Onyx Concentrate. Huh. But the bottle just says Onyx. I don't know. I haven't smelled anything from this perfumer. I have no opinion, no presupposition. Oh, okay. Starts very boozy, dark. You know, it is called Onyx. Sandalwoody, maybe? Because it is quite, you know, it's woody, acrid, acidic. There's a bit of rose in this. And it's nice because I actually saw in my mind's eye that rose kind of flower as it opened. You know, I think it's rosy sandalwood. It's woody rose. Definitely patchouli is involved. This gradually turns into a rose. Let's see the notes. Rose, patchouli, oud, vanilla, musk, plum, amber, and sandalwood. It's quite, you know, it's beautiful, but I find it quite derivative as well. I mean, the oud is quite present, I should say. It's so present that it kind of started overpowering the sandalwood. It's smoky rose now. But it's still acrid and wild and a bit animalic. The rose comes across as glassy and delicate. It's not very carnal, you know, it's not overpowering. You know, I think it's interesting enough, but I wouldn't look twice at it, to be honest. I am judging these too harshly, God. And the last one is Neon. Oh, this is interesting. I suppose this is again an Terence Hughes. Yes, this is Neon. This is the first one from the clutch that actually smells like niche, because what I'm getting here is watery notes with talcum powder and an ozonic freshness, kind of peppery, spicy, quite interesting. I like this one quite a lot. It's marine shower jelly, right? Quite ozonic, quite it's got quite that feel of the 90s, you know? It's like I'm smelling a Davidoff, like Echo, I think. There's something from Kenzo Air in this. Again, references, but you know, those fragrances aren't available anymore, so I guess he liked them. So the notes are lime, orange, pepper, grapefruit, ambroxane, pineapple. I didn't get any pineapple. Galbanum, musk, sandalwood, patchouli, and vetiver. This one I like. This one is simple. I think it's unassuming. This one I would very much like to wear. This has the potential of becoming, you know, an everyday dumb reach. And I would love wearing this every day. It feels natural. It's got that fruity cologne, you know, watery thing of the 90s. And the lime is so beautiful. It smells hyper-realistic. It smells tropical. It's very solar. It's very happy. I think the word neon is very appropriate for this, so kudos. Yeah, I like this one. It's very aptly named. I like neon. I would like to have neon. There's also some powdery elements in this that I very much like. It's enough to make the fragrance stand out. It makes it interesting. Oh, my face lit up, I think. Finally, I'm smelling something worthy. Yes, fresh, unassuming, but interesting. Apart from, you know, other scents like this. Multicolored, vividly colored, you know, neon. It reminds me of a very bright cyan, the color of the fragrance. You know, like the bottle of Erba Pura without it smelling like Erba Pura. And I would like to search for that Gucci, The Voice of the Snake. Oh my goodness. I really like that one, The Eyes of the Tiger, so it's only fair that I smell this one as well. The name is also very beautiful of the collection, you know, the Alchemist's Garden. This is a very biblical term. Let's see how I'm going to apply this vial, because it doesn't have an atomizer. God, it's on my hands. It's very leathery. It's very leathery, this one. This is fresh violet leather, papery, austere, simple, very restrained. I like this one a lot. This also has that, you know, almost rice smell, the smell of rice, when it's an olfactive pause. It's a pause for the nose. When you smell nothing but blank, it's so beautiful. Very clean. And this is, oh surprise, surprise, this is oud, saffron and patchouli, but it doesn't smell like this. It smells, as I said, it smells of rice and paper and iris with a faint woodiness in the background. I don't get any patchouli, but you know, the oud came out. Oud is something I'm not terribly good with. I don't necessarily pick it up, but whenever I see it written, my mind can pick it up so easy, because it's there, and it reminds me of, you know, all the oud fragrances, all of them. That's right, there's, you know, oud in this. That's for sure. But it's, you know, it's not unpleasant. It's something that smells quite nice. Now, before I go, let's smell them all one more time. So let's try Tonkade again, which became smoky, tonka, Hiram Green, I think, and Nick Menardo's for Le Labo, Patchouli 24, I think is more interesting than this one, or at least they are very much the same. And Vanagloria, which is very similar to Tonkade. I think they're constructed the same. Let's see, Vanagloria. Let's see who made this. Dominique Ropillon. Well, Mr. Dominique Ropillon, this is quite derivative. Now let's smell West Indies again, because I remember I liked this one. God, it's like I'm smelling the same scent. Tonkade, Vanagloria, and West Indies is like it's the same scent, with the addition that this one is the one that I like the most, West Indies. I think it's the most naturally smelling of the bunch, but still pretty amber woody and pretty common. Then the eyes of the tiger. This is so beautiful. The eyes of the tiger is something that I really, really like. It's familiar, it's a bit powdery, it's woody, it's gorgeous, it's very elegant. It reminds me of everything Gucci. You know, there's a bit of leather in this, there's spices in this. Very woody, very elegant. I like this one a lot. Now, Onyx, which is your typical rose oud. Neon I liked. And it is gorgeous. I will have to look for a bottle for this. I would love to have this one. Although it is gradually veering more into ESO E-Super, I really like the ambroxane in this. I think it's very well measured. And it's, you know, just enough to make it interesting. This is a very good use of ambroxane. And the voice of the snake. Which, I really like the opening. But now it's just your typical oud. It's not bad. And it's not great either. It's still very fresh oud. This is what saves it, in my opinion. It's very fresh, the fragrance. It's still, you know, Italian and Mediterranean enough to make it, to keep it interesting. But aside from that, it's just, you know, spicy oud. Still beautiful though. So, there you have it. Thank you, Raul, for giving me these samples. I really liked some of them. Some of them I found quite, you know, derivative. But I suppose that was supposed to be expected. If you have any other questions, do let me know in the comments. And until next time, remember, fragrance creates memories, and may yours be happy.